Kung merong annoying na tao, meron ding annoying na tax audit finding galing sa BIR tax assessment. At yun yung pag-aaralan natin ngayon, pati na rin kung paano siya isosolve. Ito yung sample ng assessment notice from the Bureau of Internal Revenue at ang title niya ay Preliminary Assessment Notice. At mapapansin nyo dito sa Preliminary Assessment Notice or Assessment ng Bureau of Internal Revenue, meron tayong tinatawag na Income Tax Deficiency, Value Added Tax Deficiency, o kaya naman ay Percentage Tax Deficiency. Kung VAT ka, Value Added Tax Deficiency. Kung non-VAT, Percentage Tax Deficiency. At yung Total Income Tax Deficiency or Total Tax Deficiency, meron niyang iba't ibang audit findings. Yung paano siya nag-come up dun sa Total Tax Deficiency na ibinigay sa isang taxpayer, ito yung breakdown. Ito yung reason. Ang tawag doon ay audit findings. At isa sa mga audit findings na kadalasan kong nakikita sa mga taxpayers na nagpapakonsult sa atin o kaya naman sa mga students natin ng ating RWB book na BIR Tax Audit ay itong tinatawag na gross income from undeclared purchases or undeclared sales from undeclared purchases. Yung effects niyan sa taxpayer mataas kasi tatamaan yan yung income tax, undeclared sales, at tatamaan din yan yung percentage tax nyo or value added tax. Kaya kung malaki yung undeclared purchases nyo, malaki din yung undeclared sales nyo na masasama sa income tax deficiency, value added tax, or percentage tax. So ano ba yung undeclared purchases? Example, you have the purchases 1 million pesos. Tapos ang dineclare mo lang sa BIR tax returns mo, income tax, value added tax, or percentage tax ay 500,000 pesos. Therefore, meron kang remaining undeclared 500,000 pesos. So, pag nag-conduct ng audit investigation yung examiners at nakita niya na meron kang undeclared 500,000 pesos, ang gagawin niya, ipagpapalagay ng examiners ng BIR na yung 500,000 pesos mo na undeclared purchases ay nabenta mo. Therefore, kung nabenta mo yun, meron kang tinatawag na undeclared sales na subject sa income tax, percentage tax, or value-added tax. So, ang tawag doon ay presumption na lagi mong nakikita, kadalasan kong nakikita sa assessment ng taxpayer. So, example here, we have the gross income from undeclared purchases. This one, undeclared sales from undeclared purchases. So, tatamaan yung income tax nyo dyan, tsaka percentage tax or value-added tax. Kaya kung malaki yung undeclared purchases nyo, asahan nyo na malaki yung undeclared sales ninyo. So, tama ba yun? Mali. Napakalaking mali. Nakaka-annoy. Salimpusa ilang audit finding na yon kasi nakaka-bloat yun o nakakataas doon sa income tax deficiency, value-added tax deficiency, or percentage tax deficiency ng taxpayer. Why? Under Section 228 ng ating tax code, the taxpayers shall be informed in writing of the law and the facts. Dalawa yun law and facts on which the assessments are made. Otherwise, null and void. So, dapat yung assessment na ibinibigay sa atin ng BIR ay dapat merong factual at legal basis. FAL. So, check natin tong assessment notice na pinapakita namin sa inyo na galing mismo sa Bureau of Internal Revenue na actual ito. Titingnan po natin yung details of discrepancy. Doon sa details of discrepancy, nandun yung explanation behind the audit findings. Income tax, letter A. Reconciliation of purchases per audit and financial statements revealed a discrepancy amounting to 11,542.80. This was grossed up using the cost ratio of 76% and multiplied by gross profit ratio of 24%, resulting to undeclared income of 3,645.09. So in this case, we have the undeclared purchases, 11,542.80. Let's assume na ito ay facts or totoo. May undeclared purchases ang taxpayer. However, tingnan nyo mabuti, wala pong binigay na legal basis na basihan yung BIR kung bakit yung undeclared mo na purchases ay equivalent to undeclared sales. Na i-gross up mo siya using the cost ratio at imumultiply mo sa gross profit ratio para magkaroon ka ng undeclared income o gross income. Wala pong sinabing ganun. Wala pong legal basis na binigay yung examiners dito. Therefore, under Section 228 ng ating tax code, this is void. Therefore, in the absence of the legal basis dito sa undeclared sales, undeclared purchases, void yung audit finding. So, yung presumption kasi na examiners na may undeclared purchases ka, therefore may undeclared sales ka, presumption lang yon. Hindi siya absolute. Meron na tayong Supreme Court decision dyan na nagsasabi na hindi pwedeng based on presumption lang ang tax assessment na ini-issue ng BIR sa taxpayer. Dapat it must be based on factual and legal basis pa rin in accordance with our Section 228 ng ating tax code. Very useful yung provision ng Section 228 ng ating tax code. Madalas natin ginagamit yan sa pag-protest ng tax assessment ng taxpayer against the BIR tax assessment. Ano pa? Sa percentage tax or value-added tax. Mapapansin nyo sa details of discrepancies, ganun din sa income tax, wala siyang binigay na legal basis. Sinabi niya lang may undeclared purchases ka, hindi niya naman sinabi na ano yung legal basis kung bakit may undeclared purchases ka, equivalent siya sa undeclared sales. Wala pong ganun. Even if totoo na may undeclared purchases kayo, hindi po yan labag sa batas. Ang pinagbabawal sa batas, yung mag-claim ka ng deductions more than its correct amount. So yung mag-claim ka ng purchases or expenses lower than its correct amount in your tax returns, hindi po siya prohibited by our law. At mas lalo nang hindi siya equivalent immediately sa undeclared sales. Okay, wala pong ganun, wala pong legal basis na ganun. Kung value-added tax kayo, makikita nyo sa Section 106 tsaka Section 108 ng ating tax code, based on sales ang value-added tax, not based on purchases. Therefore, the taxpayers are liable to value-added tax when the taxpayers sell the products or services, not based on purchases. Wala pong legal basis yon. Ano pa? Percentage tax. Percentage tax natin, Section 116. Wala ka naman makikita sa Section 116 ng ating percentage tax na kapag may undeclared purchases yung taxpayer, equivalent na rin siya sa undeclared sales. Wala pong ganun. Yung tax assessment nyo, i-check nyo na mabuti yung mga audit findings doon kasi hindi naman lahat ng audit findings doon ay tama. Ibabangga nyo pa rin siya sa Section 228 ng ating tax code. Very useful yan sa paggawa ng protest at pag-submit ng protest sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. So, hindi nyo na kailangan mag-draft ng mga iba't ibang protest sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Ito po yung pinapakita po namin sa inyo. Sample po natin yan sa ating RWB book na BIR Tax Audit para po matutunan nyo yung step-by-step ng tax audit from letter of authority hanggang final decision on disputed assessment. May mga actual po tayo dito mga letters, letter of authority, assessment notices, kagaya po na pinapakita namin sa inyo kanina. Pati po yung actual protest letter, nandun po nakalagay yung mga iba't ibang mga legal basis natin sa pag-protest ng BIR tax assessment, kagaya po na itong undeclared sales arising from undeclared purchases. Mali po yun. Kaya lang po, hindi po siya magiging mali kung hindi po kayo magpo-protest. At dapat po ang protest ng taxpayer meron ding factual and legal basis. Hindi po pwedeng a protest ay based on emotion. Hindi po tinatanggap nyo sa BIR. So, dapat po yung protest ng taxpayer, if the taxpayers are disagree sa tax assessment na na-receive from the BIR, must be supported by factual and legal basis and other relevant supporting documents. Okay? So, hindi nyo na kailangan mag-research, hindi nyo na kailangan mag-draft, hindi nyo na kailangan mag-isip, kasi nandito na po yung iba't iba nating mga protest sa iba't ibang audit findings, kokopyahin nyo na lang, depende po sa case ninyo. Okay? So this investment fee is 9,999 only. Kasama na po dito yung exclusive nating HEC video on our website na mag-explain step by step ng ating tax audit from letter of authority hanggang final decision on disputed assessment. So marami po tayong videos to explain the contents of our RWB book. So hindi nyo to babasahin para pag-aralan kasi very technical yung mga topic natin dito sa ating RWB book. Step by step, more than 20 HEC videos yun on our website. Avail na kayo, mag-invest kayo sa inyong knowledge. mag-invest kayo sa inyong education. Hindi sapat yung nagbebenta ka lang ng products and services. Dapat po alam nyo rin kung paano mag-comply sa BIR, mas lalong-lalo na sa BIR tax audit through letter of authority. So you may check our website, atcbebe.com, or you may message us on our Facebook page, Accounting Tutorial Center. We will send you the details po. Or you may check our link in our description below or above po. And if you want to learn more about the small business BIR tax audit, kasi yung mga small businesses po ngayon, ino-audit na rin kahit percentage tax, kahit non-VAT, kahit less than 3 million yung kanilang annual sales, ino-audit na po ng BIR. Watch our next video. Yan, makikita nyo. Or sa link our description po. Okay? Bye-bye! See you! Avail na kayo. Free delivery tayo within the Philippines. Bye-bye!